probably members of the church, but those of you who aren't, we're delighted to have you here. But isn't tonight a wonderful night in the life of our church? Changing costume? We wanted tonight to be both a great send-off for the kids as they're all, heading overseas literally 5 days from now, but also a celebration of all they've accomplished in terms of bringing this trip to fruition. And I was thinking not just about that the trip is about to happen, but tonight happens to be just about exactly 6 months since Harry Hughes and his wife Peggy and Christina joined us here at St. Anne of Grace. And it seems to be an appropriate celebration of that as well. So again, Harry and Peggy, we just want to say it's wonderful that you're here, and we all feel, I think, the church is heading in some great directions, and largely because of your presence. Let me just tell you a couple of quick things about the trip that Susan didn't mention, just so you kind of know the magnitude of what the group and what the church have accomplished. As Susan mentioned, we've got 16 kids going on this trip, and there are 5 adults who are viewed as the kind of official, not just supervisors, but the official part of the team to make this show happen. In fact, while we're talking about that, I will introduce them to you since they're back there. Of course, we have Susan Hinesley, who's the director of the show, and the leader of the group. Sound team in the back, Bill Overton, Linda Barley, and the winner of the diamond ring, Linda Tooley. Linda's husband Tom arrived late. Tom, if you want a diamond ring tonight. All those tickets you bought a couple weeks ago paid off. And the last, but certainly not least, the maker of costumes and sets and whatnot is Marta Malloy. I want to just tell you real quickly, I've told you a few times, members of the church, about the finances of this trip. As Susan mentioned, this is costing about $1,600 per traveler, and we always do this in terms of the official travelers are the 16 kids and 5 adults or 21 people. The others going on the trip are all paying 100% of their own cost, or they're all participating in the same trip. But those extras, like people like me, are basically paying for ourselves. The trip that the group was raising money for is the 21 people, but that still cost about $33,000. That's even taking into account the free housing to get it over in London. And as you can imagine, $33,000 for a group like this in a church of our size seemed like an enormous undertaking. But amazingly enough, as of tonight, before tonight, the group had raised through one source or another, all but about, we don't know the exact number because Rod Bosby Show and I talk about once a week on it, but as of a couple of days ago, and the numbers I had, it was within about $3,000 of that goal. So it's been a remarkable response, and that has been raised first through contributions by the parents of the group members, all of which is voluntary. As we said at the outset, every child in this group who wants to go on this trip is going. Economic means of the parents are in no way going to determine who goes on this trip and who doesn't. There have been some very generous contributions within the church from just members of the church who wanted to help make this trip happen. And then since you first saw the show here, I believe back in January, February, the group has performed about a dozen times at numerous other churches in the area, a couple nursing homes and so forth, and raised money that way. There have also been car washes, the pancakes, and so forth. And so through one way or another, this money has come together, and it's really just been a wonderful outpouring from lots of different directions. And to those of you in the audience tonight, I just want to say thank you. If you still want to contribute any way to this trip, obviously there's a chance to do so tonight. We are not going to pass the hat in the formal way that we've often done in the past. Again, we want tonight to be more of a celebration than a fundraising event. So there will not be a basket coming around. However, I have asked Bill Overton and Linda Marley if after the show, when we were filing out the door, if they would simply stand in the back and hold a couple of baskets. And if you want to contribute something at this point, of course that would be wonderful, we'd appreciate it, but that would be the way to do it. And if you don't have something tonight but you still want to, you could always call Susan Hinesley or myself and basically make a contribution that way. But in all the ways that this church has supported this effort, we want to say thank you. It's really just been a wonderful outpouring. I think it's been obviously great for the kids, great for the group, and I hope all of you feel it's been good for the church as well. again, a week from tonight, they're going to be performing this at Holy Trinity Brompton in London. Now, I think they're all set for this special additional performance. I hear tambourines coming. Let me tell you what's happening next Tuesday night, or 10 days from now, July 4th. The U.S. Ambassador to Great Britain, who happens to be a graduate of St. Pete High School, class of early 60s, he hosts a lot of social functions, but his big event of the year is a 4th of July party. And at that, he invites basically a cross-section of leaders of Great Britain, and from business, from government, maybe even a few members of the royal family, who knows. But people come to his residence, which is a private home in London comparable to the size of the White House. Actually, it's on about 20 acres, and if anybody's been to London, you know that's fairly unusual to have a home of that size in London. And there will be 2,000 or 3,000 people that evening, there at his home that evening. When we first started putting this party together, some of us who were in contact with him because we actually knew him, he invited us. He said, it'd probably be possible to attend the party, but it's real hard to do that because there's too many groups that want to come, so you can't officially invite groups. So originally we thought we'd have some adults go, and each of us happen to show up with 4 or 5 kids. And that was going to be the secret plan, to get into the party. Well, as this evolved, and he heard about the show and what we were doing at Holy Trinity Brompton, it sort of became, what the heck, we would like the kids to perform at this party. It's a very big, the party itself is a big production, and then after they do the Star Spangled Banner and the kind of things you expect on the 4th of July, there will be several, there's only about 4, I think there's only 4 groups that are performing that evening. There's a gospel choir from Chicago, there's a Dixieland band, there's some sort of woodwind quartet, and there's Grace to Youth. And as I said at the church a few weeks ago in an announcement, that night they're not representing St. Anna Grace, they're not just representing the Diocese of Southwest Florida. When they go up on stage that night and perform, they're representing the United States of America. So with that, I would like to turn back to Grace to Youth and let you see the preview of what they're going to do at the 4th of July party at the Ambassador's residence in London.